Portimao, new circuit on the game, new circuit, well, returning circuits to the F1 calendar. And joining me today on the stream is Dace. Dace was a full-time driver in NRL, and this season's decided to take a bit of a step back and become a reserve driver and co-commentator on some races. He was on air with Will last week. So Dace, how you doing?
Okay. Excited to see what goes on here today.
Yeah, it's interesting track, isn't it?
That's to say the least, yeah.
It's tricky to get a hold of. Lots of different apexes you could take. Lots of different lines and braking points, and quite hard to overtake though. You've got the long straight down to turn one, but to get good speed out of the final corner is always quite tricky because it's quite a flowing long right-hander. So you've really got to be nailed on. I would say it's still a bit more fun to drive in the race than it is in qualifying or in time trial mode, just driving around. I think it is hard to find a place to pass, but following, I'd say, is a lot more fun than just doing a simple drive around here. Yeah, so we've got Andre, who's come out the pits first, and as I always do, the first driver out the pits will get the first full lap. So we'll stay on board with Andre until he completes his first flying lap, or he is invalidated just to get the first lap on the fresh tyres and a green track. It's always interesting to see. It's very easy to invalidate a lap round here, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say, just to keep your car pointing in the right direction around turn 8.
Yeah, which is where he is just coming up to now. So it's right on board. This is the corner. You can just see he's just very late on the power just to get round the corner and get it in a straight line. And then we flow up the hill, as Lando Norris called it. It's a roller coaster, because it does feel like that sometimes. Exit of this corner, very easy to invalidate. I found all the new tracks that they released this year. So we've got Portimao, Imola and Jeddah. All the track limits were wrong, weren't they?
That's everywhere for this game.
It is, but these ones were worse for these three tracks. Yeah. Very inconsistent. So this is the corner.
The track is very tight. The track limits.
Yeah, you can't even touch some curbs, which you should be able to touch a curb. You should be able to go over.
In real life, going into this section that we have Andre going over now, you can take the entire exit in real life, and you can barely touch the curb on it.
Exactly. So he comes around turn 1 and turn 2. Pretty neat and tidy through there. Turn 4, is that? 1, 2, yeah, 4 is quite tricky. He's got a bit of traffic there. Mark of Kenya in the middle of the track. Probably should have been a bit further to the left-hand side. Mark of Kenya is a bit of a law unto himself on some occasions. As we come round, as Dace has already mentioned, this is turn 7 and turn 8 uphill. Yeah, front end just didn't want to stick there. Manages to keep it in a straight line.
Very quickly.
It does. As we come up the blind right-hander here, double right-hander, flows on the exit, and then we come round, keeps a tight beginning of the corner, keeps a tight left-hand line, filters out, and then cuts back into the left to take the left-hander. And now we come to the last braking point of the track, and from here it's flat out. Now he could have a bit of a bonus here. Oh, bit twitchy on the exit curb. I think he's lost a bit of time to the car in front. If he hadn't have had that little twitch, he might have got a bit more of a slipstream from that car ahead, but he goes fastest with a 17.959. There is...
he has a good half a second in that lap at least.
Yeah, so the next car, I think it was a Ferrari. Exotic is invalidated. The next Haas, where's the next Haas? Dundee is on an out lap. Then we have Alpha and Aston. Yerdy and PHG is on a flying lap as he comes round the final corner. So PHG won in SFR on Sunday last week, got a good result, and he goes fastest, 1.1 seconds quicker on the same compound of tyre. What was the time trial times you saw, Dace? What kind of times were they banging in?
We have Henry's not racing today, is he? Yes, he is. Henry would be the only guy in the 15s that I saw. We have Honesy with a 16.0, Viert with a 16.2, I think Viet's in off as well with a 16.2 or 16.3. So
yeah, so Henry's already invalidated his lap. Holmesy has gone third fastest with a 16.9 on the medium tyre. Eric Holm, a new driver, is invalidated. He's IRL Dundee's invalidated. Trying to work out who some of the new guys are. We've got Brexit Beast is another new driver. He's in as a reserve at the minute. He is in PE18, not out on track. Cali Robb, invalidated. Just trying to find people who aren't invalidated to keep an eye on. Viet, I think.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I think Viet's on a flying lap. He comes around turn 8. Oh, stayed off the power for so long there, even longer than other drivers. It's quite fun to see. I'm going to keep an eye on anyone coming up to turn 8 at the minute, see if we can get our first spinner on stream. David Shashud is coming up to turn 8 now on a flying lap, medium tyre. Comes round. So that's pretty neat and tidy actually from him. I'll give him that. I'll give him that.
I think we do need to look out for the Merc and ERT Samba. He definitely could crack the top 10 on mediums.
Yeah, I was literally just about to bring him up. He is apparently pretty rapid. I haven't seen him race before.
Yeah. Well, in SFR last week, he was... I think it was SFR last week.
NRL.
The last race I saw him in was...
He's
really quick. Yeah.
He's not in SFR, but he's in NRL, so... Would have been, because you were on with Will last week, weren't you? Where did you race last week? I can't remember.
I don't remember. I think Samba did race last week. I think he was leading the race and by a good margin until he unfortunately spun. I think the ERT boys are very quick, but they're prone to spins.
Yeah, because he came from this, because Henry's ERT as well, so I think Henry brought him in from there. I'm not really into all these. I don't know what these ERTs and TRTs and PHGs all mean. So and
I only change mine to represent the best league.
So what's that? What's that, Dace? What's your name at the minute?
that would be SFR Dace.
SFR. Now tell me about this league. It sounds pretty good.
I would say it is this is NRL is the beta league to SFR.
Kachow won't be happy with you saying that.
I think he left both servers. Or Kachow, I think.
I'm not saying any more. As we watch ERT Henry fly around the final corner, let's ride on board with him because apparently he is the man to watch. Medium tyre. So let's see what let's watch his. I've got his telemetry up. So let's see what he does through turn 1. Obviously, little dab of the brake, let the car follow in through turn 1, 2, and into 3, and then 4. Up the hill to turn 4. Don't want to run too wide. He runs a bit wide, but just about manages to stay within limits.
In the race, it will let you abuse that track run a little bit.
From the first sector, he was on the limit, it looked like, the whole way. Really trying to rag the most out of the car, but it looks like he's backed out.
I think he's backed out, yep.
He has backed out. You're letting us down. Mr. Woot's backwards.
Had a little spin out of turn 4.
Yeah, he was a bit twitchy on the exit, wasn't he? Mr. Woot is still backwards. He's got to get a move on, or else he could get disqualified. The head steward of NRL, he's just about to start move. I think he probably got the warning from... Yerdy has now been disqualified for facing the wrong way. So there's me talking about Mr. Woot. It's actually Yerdy who's got the first disqualification. What happened to Yerdy? I think that might be the yellow flag through turns 2 and 3, I think. So NRL server owner, Toss the Caber, comes round the final corner. The drivers aren't taking, they're taking the tight inside line rather than using the slipstream line.
I think it loses you a little bit of time taking the tight line.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have thought trying to get a slipstream would be better than taking a tight line, especially in the race. Maybe a little bit different if you're on your own or trying to. I don't know.
When I've taken that line in time trial, it can lose you. I mean, up to a half a tenth maybe.
And it's easier to invalidate your lap as well, isn't it? Because there's the pit entry, which doesn't really like.
It scrubs off a little speed by just having that extra little bit of steering input in. It just scrubs off some speed.
So Samba looks like he's giving it another crack, is he? He's coming around into the last sector.
I think Calirob is also starting a lap here.
He's Calirob just starting a lap, is he?
Yep. Going around turn 3. Or no, he's actually ending.
Okay. So Henry's just finishing... sorry, Henry. ERT's, bloody hell. Samba is just finishing his lap. He backed out of his first. He's 2 seconds up on that time. But it's probably going to be a little bit more. Hasn't used that much ERS, but goes 16.7. He didn't use as much ERS as the other drivers. Everyone else was on 23, 25% at the end of the lap. He was still on 43. So that's interesting. Maybe having a bit of a...
I know a few guys are turning it off mid-lap.
Yeah. So
you want to turn it around turn 7, and then you can turn it on right before turn 10, I think. And then that'll save you up to the last.
Yeah. So, you know, he could be not necessarily sandbagging, but maybe not showing his outright pace for the time being on those medium tyres. You don't know. Who knows? Vengeance is currently in P5. Toss has dropped down now to P6 with a 16.9 flat. Holmesy in P7. He looks like he's going to strap on a set of soft tyres, which he doesn't normally do. He likes the opposite strategy, doesn't he, old Holmesy?
I think for here it would be smart. I think Holmesy might actually choose to go for the sauce here.
Oh, very wide there from Henry as he takes out the Fly Emirates sign. Going to be there we go. Vengeance has finally got himself to the top of the timesheets with a 16.5. So he was in P5. He's managed to find a lot of time and goes purple with his purple helmet. Mr. Woot had a horrible time in SFR last week. Seemed to keep facing backwards if I remember correctly. Exotic had a good race from the back of the grid. So look out for Exotic. He always does like to... he's either up there with the best or he's down there with the worst, isn't he? He's never sort of your average driver.
Yeah, I would say. We have Veert coming around here starting a new lap.
Oh, controversial.
Ooh, and a spin.
Who spun?
Veert coming out of turn 4.
Veert's facing backwards. Let's jump on board with him. Eric Home actually is just starting his flying lap. Who else is coming around? There's
maybe a little impeding on Mr. Woot there.
There's a McLaren just finishing his lap. That's Dommy Lee. He's just finishing. Don't know if he's up or down on his times. It doesn't bring it up when you switch across, but he's on the medium tyre. No, he's boxing. Box, box, box. Holmesy's invalid. And the Aston Martin of Vengeance is in the pits. Who's the other one? Yerdy, so they were both there.
I do expect David Shahood and Veert both to get better laps than what they have at the moment.
Yeah.
I know Veert was having some issues this morning with just random spins. I think he's getting used to these new controller he's bought.
Has he actually got a new controller now, has he?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, I know he had to sit out SFR last week because of his controller decided to break at the last minute. Mr. Woot's invalid.
Yeah, his throttle decided to not let him go any farther than 80%.
So Yerdy's confirmed that the game disqualified him for no reason. He spun on the grass. Silverstone does that to you on occasion, actually. If you go off the grass, if you on the grass, Silverstone does around farm. Turn 3 on the loop. Sorry, if you spin off the inside grass there, it does disqualify you straight away. Alf, who's this? Alf. Sudolutin.
F1 2022.
Do you want to race with me and a friend just for fun? No, we don't want. We can't race with you and a friend just for fun at the minute, mate. We are currently in a league race, so we can't be doing that. Apologies. Someone else is brown. Then did I see? I saw. Just jumped off Eric because he was spinning. Damn it! And that is at turn 8. And Mr. Woot's there as well. Have a kiss, boys. Have a kiss. Andre's invalid. Brexit beast.
on the top of the hill there.
Yeah, looks like they were. So he's coming up towards... He's on an outlap. I'm going to stay with him as he's just about to approach turn 8. He's told me the camera lies if he spins, but he's alright. He gets around there nicely. Stewart is controversially got a quali ban, but he set a time. So see what happens there. Mr. Woot's quite a harsh steward, so he just wants to ban everybody. So everyone is either on an outlap or on an in-lap just now.
Are we going to see you return to SFR anytime soon?
Well, my driving return?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I've tried to do some driving, and I've genuinely decided I'm absolutely rubbish at this game. I can't do it. So
just waiting for next year's game then?
I thought of that for the last 2 years. It'll be alright next year. It'll be alright next year. And I just gradually got slower and slower. I think it's because it's become a bit more simmy than arcadey. And I'm struggling with that a little bit. Yeah, so Yerdy does confirm. Messed up to disqualify. Yeah, it does, Yerdy, mate. It's the track limits. It's this, that and the other. It's horrible. It just does that. But Brexit Beast is coming round turn 8. Very wide on the exit curb of turn 7. But does get round turn 8 nicely. Goes up the hill to the blind. There's a right-hander coming up now. There it is. Double right-hander. Keeps it within track limits. Nice. Drifts out to the right to then cut back into the left. Still going uphill at this point.
It'd be really easy to lose your rear tires around that fast left-hander right there.
Yeah, and even here as well, I found this corner quite tricky. Trying to keep it, because there's a bump there. Oh, he's going to invalidate that. No, surely us. So he stays out wide on the left-hand side, and he's used all of his... he does go 6/10 faster nearly, so he jumps up to P14. But yeah, he stayed wide, and I found that was the best line for me as well, because if I stayed tight, the back end just felt like it wanted to go all the time. So Henry is on course. He's going to just about to end the first sector. He is 2/10 up, which would stick him into the mid 16.5s, which wouldn't be enough to jump Vengeance just yet. Samba is half a second up. Samba is going to be on provisional pole if he can nail this last sector.
Henry's invalidated.
Henry's invalidated. Great. I say great. I mean, thanks for letting me know. And there we go. 15.9. Soft tyres. Samba is on provisional pole. PHG is invalid. Stein is just starting his lap. We'll come back to him. Say that again.
I said, did someone ask for a sweat time?
A sweat time. That is a pretty sweaty time, that. How long's left? 30 seconds. Is Henry going to have enough time to come round? Honesy, where's Honesy? Honesy's just starting his lap. So we've got Stein on a lap. Let's watch Stein's time. He's done a purple first sector personal best for himself. Doesn't necessarily mean it is a personal best of the session, which is annoying. I find that a bit annoying sometimes, the fact that it flashes up it's purple, so you get all excited, but it's just his personal best time. So he has gone quicker than he has. Yeah, exactly. He's beaten his first sector time. So who was the other driver? Cali Robb is a 10.5 up on his best time, which would jump him into the mid 16.5s. Henry did manage to start a lap, so we'll keep an eye on him. NRL Ben's just finished one. He went half a second quicker. He's into P7. Holmesy's 2/10 up, so it's not going to be massively up there with everybody else. But Stein's going to be the first person. Dommy Lee jumps up into P3 with a 16.6. So Stein's got to go at least half a tenth faster to jump ahead of Dommy Lee. And he goes across the line in P2. He goes 3/10 faster, but 4/10 slower than Tosakaba is out of qualifying. So here comes Hones. He's 3.5 tenths up. Who's your shout for pole right now? Who do you think anyone's going to beat Samba?
I don't think anyone's going to come close, honestly.
No. Chachu didn't go back out. He did, but he might have invalidated. Henry is bottled it, and he is invalid. Ben is in lap, and Brexit Beast is in lap. Eric Home comes across the line. He goes half a second faster, jumps up to P15. And Mr. Woot is on a hot lap, or is he not on a hot? No, he's not on a hot lap. So that's qualifying over and done with. So we've seen. Let's get the gaps up. So Henry on. Sorry, Henry. I keep saying Henry. I see ERT. I want to say Henry. Samba is on pole. How much? What was his pole time last week? It's quite a big gap, wasn't it?
I couldn't tell you.
Come on, Dace. I think from what I heard, I think it was quite a big gap. So so he does it again. 4/10 gap to Stein. Stein in second, Vengeance in third, Cali Rob in fourth, and Holmesy in fifth.
In the race, I don't think his pace translates quite as rapid. I mean, he had about a 2-second gap, but it wasn't. He wasn't extending it lap by lap at that point. So it didn't look like he had crazy pace to just run off on everyone.
So Exotic's in quite a good position here in P11. He missed out on the top 10 by 0.04 of a second, but he is the first driver to be able to select his own tyres. So I think Exotic's in a pretty good position there. The Rain, or Viet, as he's known on the PSN, is moaning about, again, a valid lap, not given valid, 2 times in 1 qualifying session. So he's a bit angry at his inability to keep his car in the in between the white lines.
This game. I mean, last week at Monza, I was coming out of the pits during VSC. There was no delta on my screen, but as soon as the VSC ended, I got a drive-through penalty.
It's a mess, isn't it? It's a mess.
It's a mess. It's a mess.
It has been for a while. It's just slowly gotten worse. It's strange how it happens. I don't know what they're doing, but yeah, glitches.
Take a bad game and make it worse.
Yeah, I don't know how they can do that. To be fair, it's a bit of a shame, but there you go. There you go. Focusing too much on the graphics, I feel, and not enough on the gameplay, making the game look nice, which is fair enough. It looks quite grey and horrible, actually. I wonder what the weather's like.
Could we see some rain?
Let's get that up. See what asks the question. What's the weather? Because it looks pretty murky and grey, which could cause a few strategy changes. So just getting the forecast, and oh, it's dry. Okay. So just grey and murky. So the tyres might not overheat too much. Cali Rob's just told me it's dry. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how much difference the cloudy or the sunny skies make with tyre temperatures. If it's not obviously quite as hot, then the tyres won't overheat quite so much. "23 degrees," Holmesy's saying. Thank you for that. It's 23 degrees Celsius, actually, not 23 degrees Fahrenheit. If it's Fahrenheit, Dace, it would have been
freezing.
Ice rally truckers kind of thing. So what has happened here? The people... Oh, okay, right. Let's have a look at these tyres. So David Shishud is... I'm very French with that pronunciation. I don't know if it's right. He is on a hard tyre. Henry's on the medium. He was the only driver to set a medium lap in the end in qualifying. So he's in quite a good position there in P8. Ben is on the soft, so he's Mark of Kenya. And as I mentioned, Exotic in P11 on the medium tyre with IRL Dundee. Is that in real life Dundee, or is that an IRL? Is that a league tag?
I don't know.
I assume it's a league tag, but I'm going to call him in real life Dundee. Or I'll call him Crocodile Dundee, actually. Viet, Eric and Andre are on the mediums, and then you've got Brexit, Stewart, Mr. Woot, and Yerdy on the soft tyres.
My poor pregnant girlfriend.
Oh yeah, how is that going on anyway?
She's good. She's sick of it.
Is she? Yeah, it gets to that point.
Yeah. We have about a month left, and she's just like, I'm so done.
It gets to that point. Oh, I think, hang on a minute.
We have somebody ready up.
Oh, no, we've got Stuart Little, who is being disqualified for ignoring his quali ban. Wow. That is interesting. That is interesting. Are we racing? This is a formation lap. Yeah. The track is. It was flashing up green, and
the ban button.
Yeah, ban. Damn. I mean, I don't know. I think possibly we could have let him race. It wasn't confirmed that he had a quali ban, I don't think. He wasn't told. Reminded. Not that you should remind people, but I don't know. I think he possibly could have been allowed to race. That's just my personal opinion. He was at the back of the grid. So, yeah. There you go. Anyway, 1 or 2 stop. Soft to hard, lap 11 to the hard tyre, or soft medium, lap 9 to the soft again, then lap 18 to the medium to the end. So you're looking at about 8 or 9 lap stint on the soft, and then a how many laps would that make it? 15 laps on the medium tyre, or 23 odd laps on the hard tyre if you're going to do a 1 stop.
I think the best way to go would be the soft medium. From my experience, the hards are a little bit too lacking in pace.
Bit twitchy round, especially you need a lot of grip for that middle sector.
I mean, yeah, for about the first 6-7 laps, it's like driving around on an ice rink.
It would be in 23-degree Fahrenheit weather as well, which it is.
Absolutely, yeah. That's what every time I'm in a party and they're like, Dace, what are your tire temps? I'm like, if I told you, you'd think I'm crazy. Mid corner, my tire temps are around 220 degrees. So.
Yeah, interesting. I never got Fahrenheit. We never taught it really in school.
At least we don't use stone.
We use stone here in the UK. Stone, mate. Stone. Right, so lining up on the grid, everyone has joined. Samba is going to lead us away. We've got a glitch already. Wonderful job, wonderful. I think it might be alright. We've got 4 lights, 5 lights, and they are going to go out, and we are racing. Samba looks like he got away. There's a Ferrari who got away pretty well as well there. Let's jump down. That was Honesy coming around the outside. Samba's still in the lead. Stime's out. Oh, who's that? That's the Aston Martin of Vengeance. He's round into the first corner. Horrible start from him. I'm not sure why he had a bit of a coming together with Stein, I think it was. But Honesy has a great start. He's up into P3. Did you see what happened there?
Veered around as well.
Viet's round. He's at the back. Aston Martin of Vengeance in P19. We're on board with Brexit at the minute in the middle of the field as we see an Aston Martin going round the outside of Yerdy. So Yerdy is a good overtake there from Yerdy actually on Brexit Beast and David Shishud. I think Brexit's got a bit of an issue. Cali Rob's dropped 3 positions down into P8.
He doesn't look to have damage.
McLarens are currently in a Toss the Caber sandwich, so Henry and Domi Lee are chasing down Toss the Caber. Who's that has the inside line? Domi Lee's got the inside line and keeps it. He's going to have the outside line if Toss can keep his front nose in there. Oh, that's a good little battle between these two. Toss is fighting really hard and Henry is looking to keep up.
If you have a chance to jump back to Mark of Kenya and Exotica, they went side by side through all of Sector 3.
So what's Mark of Kenya? And Mark of Kenya is in a... is that a Williams? He's in Mercedes?
P9.
Alpine Mark of Kenya's in. He's in the Alpine. I'm struggling to remember who all these... what cars everybody's in. I'm in SFR mode. Domi Lee gets a... How has he got a time penalty already? I haven't even had 1 lap of racing. So, yeah, Dommy Lee was obviously fighting Toss quite hard. Toss has managed to get back ahead of Dommy Lee, but he's going to try again round the outside of turn 5. There's a long line of cars there, and we're going to head into turn 7 and 8.
Cali-Rob with a penalty as well. No?
Oh, it hasn't flashed up that he's got a penalty.
He does have 3 warnings.
Oh, okay. Oh, who's round? We've got Eric Holm is round. So Stewart is probably going to pick up another penalty because he's ghosted out. He's in the race. So unfortunately for him, he's probably going to pick up another Stewart's penalty. The Mark of Kenya is disconnected, so he's going to be slow for the time being. As Vengeance is going to go through.
On 2 warnings as well. There's some early penalties coming.
There's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot. So it looks like PhD is running pretty low downforce because Brexit cannot catch up with him at all. There's no... Oh, and who's this sneaking up the inside? Mr. Woot tried to go for a cheeky little send up the inside there. He did that in a league race in SFR in Japan, I think. All of a sudden, he just overtakes 2 people. Great overtake. Not today, though. Not today. So let's quickly jump to ERT Samba. He's got a 3-second lead. Here he is. No one else is going to see him for the rest of the race, I believe.
Yeah, he does seem to just be clicking in the laps now already.
So we've got a yellow flag round turn 8. We're going to have a lot of drivers going off there. Looks like Dommy Lee, another 3 seconds.
Comments for the adversity.
Yeah, Dommy Lee has got 6 seconds worth of time penalties. He's pushing very hard, and he could be on course at the minute to get disqualified. So Brexit and Mr. Woot are fighting hard. Samba sets the fastest lap of the race. Who's just going around the outside? That is Viet going around the outside of, trying to go around the outside of David Shashu. Look to take the inside line of Mr. Woot there, and he has. Mr. Woot ran really wide. That's a good overtake there from Viet. He's going to slowly make his way back through the field. Obviously, teammates of Viet. Is he a good teammate to have in your to drive next to?
Yeah, I would say, yeah. Well, I mean, one of my good friends, so I mean, I couldn't say it even if he wasn't, but yeah, he's a great teammate.
Oh! Hey! Right, that we just jinxed him.
Ooh. God, as soon as I saw him go over that curb, I knew it wasn't going to end well. Oh, Veer.
Oh, I'm just laughing at that. That's quite funny. Oh, he's a good teammate. Yeah, he's really good to drive next. You know, he's good to drive next to, and all that. And then all of a sudden, he's yeeting it across the curb, across grass. Now. Do you think? I think 20 seconds of time penalties now. He's taken. Whose wing did he take? It was Davis' shoes, wasn't it? I think he took. Yeah, he's got no end plate. So that's ruined his race for the time being. It was, and he runs very wide there, and yeah, so unfortunate for David, got involved in that incident. There wasn't anything, he had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, back to our conversation before. Jinxed Beard though, he's great when it comes to the teamwork. I mean, his pace is also great. I think most of his issues just come with keeping the card facing the right direction, honestly.
Inconsistent. He's very quick. I will give him that. He is quick on his day. He's quick. And he got... Who was that? Cali Rob getting very out of shape round turn 3. Losing a couple of positions to his compatriot Ben. And at the minute, Dommy Lee dives up the inside of Toss the Caber. And does he make it stick? No. Toss is fighting him back so hard. And Henry probably wants to get past both of these two.
That is an issue you can run into on this track if you're running more of a time trial setup like Henry tends to do. It's really hard to get past people. I mean, Domi and Toss both kind of work out their setups to be quick in a straight line most of the time, so you know, following would be very tough.
Yeah. Alright, what's I've got a comment on the YouTube. It's probably Viet having a moan.
Takes some maximum confidence to just send it around one of these corners with all of them being blind.
Yeah, they are. They say a lot of them are uphill, downhill, blind apexes. You just got to try and guess. Here goes Dommy Lee up the inside. Oh, these two drivers really do fight each other hard. And Henry does go through as well. Henry's jumped both of them. Good for Henry.
Might be some team orders there.
Yeah, and Toss has now gone very wide. Dommy Lee's pushed him out, but Dommy Lee looks like he's got that position. And who's going to sneak in through? Is Ben going to sneak in through as well?
Will went out on this one. He does have over half of his ERS left.
Yeah, but I think...
Oof.
Let's ride on board with him through here. Actually, let's go on Cali Rob, because he was...
Long.
Exotic slipping down. He's backwards at 8, or he was backwards. He's now facing the right way. Eric Holm chasing down Mark of Kenya, half a second behind. David Shashood obviously had to put a new front wing on, so he's now dropped down to P18. I believe he's got a new front wing on. Yes, he has. Andre's ghosted, so I think he might be disconnected. So was Stuart. Mr. Woot having a horrible time.
Poor Domi. He will probably have another penalty soon.
I think everyone probably is, most people are probably on their final warnings. They're all taking it a little bit easier.
We do have a few guys that have not gotten a warning yet.
Oh, Vengeance is looking to go and overtake on Yerdy up the inside of his teammate. Breaks very late, a bit of a lock up, but keeps it. Very well controlled, and he's going to try and go around the outside of Yerdy. Yerdy not giving his teammate any presence today. Not letting him through easily, which is fair enough. You know, you want to race for the point. At the minute, Yerdy's in P10, the final points paying position. He probably wants to keep that for as long as he possibly can. And Brexit Beast picks up a 3-second time penalty. What is the tyre situation?
We have, I think our top medium runner would be Henry. We could see the guys doing the 2-stop go any minute now.
Yeah, well, I think we were looking at about lap 7, lap 8, I think it was. Maybe lap 9.
Yeah, I don't think we have any 2-stop goes again. Other than that, in the top 10, we only have 2 guys on the mediums, that being Dundee and Henry. The rest are kind of sprinkled through the back of the field.
Yes, Kachow. Some people might not want to put the hard tyre on. They might want to do a soft medium. That's what we were mentioning earlier. The hard tyre. Dace doesn't like the hard tyre around here, and probably a lot of drivers don't either. Vengeance finally gets past Yerdy. Took him a lap, but he gets past him, and he moves up himself into P10. IRL Dundee in P9.
Do you think the soft medium would be? I think definitely Hansi would be going for that.
Kachow thinks it's a soft medium anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Honesy's very good on tyres, so we'll give him that. He'll probably be able to do that at least. Samba, I'm not sure what his tyre is. Who's round? We've got someone round. It's Ben, NRL Ben. He's dropping down the timesheets. He's now into P12, so Yerdy regains his P10 position, which is good for him. Always nice to see him scoring good points. An OG in the league as well. He's been here since the very beginning. Oh, apparently. Oh, here we go. Watch this. As I look down at my my YouTube comments screen, Callie, Dommy, yeah, and Tommy and Toss the Cape. And look at Callie Rob taking full advantage. It's 3 wide into turn 5, and Callie. Oh no! Didn't lose Callie. Lost Callie 1 position there, but I think that was probably on the McLaren, touching him and turning him round. But Dundee's gone through. Toss has lost out massively there, but I believe that
one of them should have. There should have been one of those guys backing out for sure.
Yeah, but none of them do. I mean, I think Callie had the corner.
Being a racing incident because they all made an effort to stay to themselves. I think.
Oh yeah, there's no dive bombing. There was no turning in on each other. Just everyone ran out of room, as you said. They probably
can't turn that tight. Yeah.
No, but I believe Callie had the corner. In my personal opinion, he was on the inside. He was ahead, and then he just got touched and spun round. So Callie will be more aggrieved of anybody else. Toss just got pushed out, trying to avoid the. Who's that coming in the pits? That's Toss the Caber into the pit lane. Has he got damage?
I will check.
And Callie gets past Dommy Lee, so Callie now up into P5. His soft tyres are starting to...
We do have Henry in hot pursuit of Stein and Honesy. He's closing the gap pretty quick.
And he's on the medium tyres, so they're going to be able to go a little bit longer. Now, as I was just mentioning, Kachow appears to have some inside knowledge on Stein's strategy. Shall I reveal it to the world and the 4 people watching?
I think... You have to.
Yeah, alright. Stein is going to be going soft hard, apparently.
I guess we should see Stein in this lap?
I think it was lap 10 or 11 for the soft hard. But
22 laps on hards?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
But, you know, is that, you reckon... So if anyone's doing a 2-stop, they should be coming in the pits this lap. Mr. Woot is on the hards. He should be alright. He should be alright to go to the end, maybe. 28 laps on the hard tyre, should be okay. Honesy's chasing Stein, still following his gearbox very closely. Apparently Kachow has probably set Stein up here. Stein doesn't believe that he could do a soft medium.
Oof.
Well, Kachow told him couldn't do a soft medium. Something like that, I don't know. But Toss is on the medium tyre.
The mediums are kind of deceptive. Or you actually think of them as not being as good as they are. When you get on the mediums on this track, it's like, oh, these are better than what I was expecting to get.
Yeah.
So then your strategy is a little bit... thrown off.
Well, I think Brexit has pitted, so he is going to be doing the 2-stop. He's on another set of fresh softs. So at the minute, he's the only driver looking to do a 2-stop. He's way out back, unfortunately. He's got a 7-second gap to the car ahead.
And now he's within DRS.
Who's in DRS? Honesy.
Henry is within DRS of Stein.
Oh, and Stein pits. Stein in the pits. What tyre is he going to go on? Let's watch Stein's pit stop. What are we thinking? Is he going to go hard or is he going to go medium?
Looks like he's got the hards waiting.
He has got the hard, so yeah, Kachow. Well done, you were right. Stein goes hard tyre. So these drivers on the softs are probably going to want to, as we watch Tommy getting overtaken by Dundee.
For him than they did for me. So I mean, if he can get these working within 1 or 2 laps, there's a chance he could start sneaking in at the end.
Yeah, what's his track position like? He's got P9 ahead of him, Ben. After Ben is a bit of a gap. Kachow thinks it's the wrong strategy.
I would agree.
So we'll see what happens. We'll give him a couple of laps, see if he can fire them up. He's in P10. He had a bit of he was about 4 seconds behind Samba at the time. So we'll see whether there's a spinner. It's the Red Bull of Eric Holm. I'm just going to stay on board with Henry and Honesy because Henry has Honesy pits.
Oh, we have Honesy diving into the pits.
Honesy pits. Let's jump on with Eric. Has he managed to get his car facing the right way? He has. He's now facing the right way, and Toss has made a free position there into P12. So Stein is very close to the back of Ben. He's going to want to get ahead of him as soon as he possibly can. Honesy went medium. Honesy put a fresh set of medium tyres on. So has... who else is in the pits? Callie Robb put fresh mediums. As we watch Stein going for the overtake, going round the outside. Oh, Ben gets it done easily. But Exotic, who was that coming out the pits just then? I think that was the Ferrari of Honesy. Very close there to getting wiped out by Ben. So Stein stays ahead of Honesy. So we'll watch out for Honesy's pace.
Now, Henry has gained about 8 tenths on Samba this lap. I think Samba should be going in this lap. If not, he's going to be really cutting it close.
Yeah, he's going to want to get off these tyres as soon as he can. He's in the pits. Okay, if you watch him, see what tyres he puts on. I would assume it's going to be mediums.
Mediums out. Yep.
Yeah, Henry is flying on his 13-lap-old mediums. So yeah, these mediums will last a long time because he's on 13 laps and he's just at the fastest lap of the race. So he's in a good position here, actually, Henry. And he'll probably be going to the soft at the end, do you imagine? Do a 9 or 10 lap stint at the end on the soft tyre, so he'll be fast at the end.
And I think his mediums are just now coming into their own too. It's his first lap in clean air, he's flying.
Yeah, so Ben pits. Ben's going to be putting the medium tyres on. Strange for Stein, he doesn't normally make mistakes with his strategy. He's normally very... I
mean, he might have done the practice on the hards and just feels comfortable.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yerdy's gone hard. A lot of times
when it comes to going to the hards, it's just confidence. If you don't have the confidence to just throw them into corners, sometimes you lose.
I like the hard tyre on this. I've always been quite good on the hard tyre on this game. Where I've had my best results, like Hungary, one of my best results I've ever had in a league race. That was on going long on a hard tyre. They do feel good for some drivers. Some drivers don't like them because you can't be on the ragged edge with them. You're constantly fighting oversteer and understeer
to win
and
races,
twitches.
You have to trust them sometimes, is what I've from getting beaten like fairly badly by Honesy in a championship battle. I've just found you have to trust your strategy. You can't just
second guess yourself.
Yeah, and you can't go for a two-step just because you're afraid of the hards. You end up losing way too much time.
So Honesy is doing an overtake at the minute on Stein. So Stein's tyres. I didn't realise that was Stein actually. Wow, because that looked very easy. I thought it was a some kind of back marker, not a back marker, but someone out of position due to the pit stop phase. But yeah, Stein has lost a position. That was very easy there. If he got such good exit at the last corner.
I think that strat could work, but I think that's the wrong person to battle against.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna wear their tires out.
Yeah, Honesy doesn't wear tyres. Tyres wear him out.
Yeah,
because he just drives them. He can keep driving all day. Callie is behind Toss. So Toss had a good undercut there. He got a 4-lap undercut on Callie and has jumped him. So jumped back ahead of him, should we say, because he lost time obviously at the turn 9. Sorry, turn 5. He lost time at turn 5.
Do you know the time to get through the pit lane here?
I don't.
Is it 20?
It's normally about 20 seconds. Who's just coming into the pits now? Is that Woot? It is Woot.
Maybe Kachow can tell us in the comments.
Ah, Mr. Woot has retired. Samba goes fastest, 1:18.674. So he is 15 seconds. How far behind was Henry earlier? He was 6.5, wasn't he? So yeah, it must be about 21, 22 seconds. It must be about 22 seconds. Yeah, it's got to be about 22, 20, probably about 22 seconds, I'll call it. So Dundee is in P3 at the minute, but he hasn't stopped.
Fairly short pit lane here, so.
Yeah, it's just that long straight that kind of slows it down for them a little bit. So not a lot of action really going on at the minute. There's quite some tight gaps, but as you mentioned before, you do get into this position of just being stuck behind drivers. Because as you can see, if you can see on the map, there's lots of groups of 2, like Vengeance and Domi Lee are in a group of 2. Then you've got the cars ahead, Callie and Toss in a group of 2. You've got Haas, I believe that's Andre on his own. A couple of drivers behind as well. And oh, we've got a spinner. I think that was that Mark of Kenya? Yeah, it was Mark of Kenya. Very slow on the exit of 5. And you've got the 2 Red Bulls, is that? David. not the Red Bulls, the two Williams, David and Ben, close together. So you just do get into this pattern of 2x2.
Yeah, at the beginning of the race, that was a nice train going on.
It's all quite spread out now. He's still got some drivers to pit, so that could change things up. Samba's gained another half a second. Samba's gained half a second on Henry now. He's now under the 15-second gap. Just jumped above it, but it's going to be around that point. I think Callie and Toss are the closest battle.
The next 3 laps are going to be crucial for Henry here. He has to keep this gap, I think, under 14. If it goes under 14 or 13 seconds, I don't think the softs are going to be quick enough to gain that back.
Yeah, Dundee's had an issue. He's dropped down a few positions. Maybe his 16-lap-old mediums are starting to feel a little bit... Because that was at turn 5. So maybe they're starting to feel a little bit worse for wear. And he's going to start struggling. So watch out for... But Exotic's doing pretty good. He's currently running P3, out of position due to the pit stop phase. But what's his gaps? If we add 22 seconds onto his, that takes him to what, 42? He's out in a net P11 at the minute is Exotic, but he will be on the faster soft tyre at the end.
How far down in P11? Well, that is a big gap with Yurdi 11 seconds down.
Yeah, so we come out about 5 seconds behind Vengeance.
Okay.
I believe. My maths isn't always the best.
You mean no maths?
Callie Robb has got past Toss in the DRS zone into turn 1, so he is now into back ahead of Toss into P7. 34 seconds off the lead of Henry. But as we've mentioned, Henry hasn't pitted. So he's actually 20 seconds off the lead of Samba. Kachal's predicted Samba to win by 20 seconds.
To the stream here.
Oh really? How's that?
I said 2 laps ago he doesn't need to let this gap go below 13, 14 seconds for him to at least have a chance on the hards, and I'm not going to say anything. Tom's curse.
Do it.
Knock on wood, hold on.
Do the comms cursed. Oh, look at that cat. Is that your cat?
Yeah.
I wouldn't call him a commentator. He's very quiet. Come on.
Usually
there you go.
He screams.
Frank, what's your prediction on the race win?
Excuse me, sir. Nothing. He has nothing for us.
He's got nothing. Oh, as we jump on board with Yerdy, and Yerdy goes round. Yerdy goes round. That's quite a strange place to go round, actually. It's towards the end of the lap. Don't see many drivers go around there. It's very easy to do. Let's say it's a blind uphill left-hander.
If on the hards, with I think they should be a little worn in by now, but you could just be driving a little too hard, having overheated by that point. Sector 2 can be a little brutal if your setup isn't great with prolonged corners.
So Stein is now 4 seconds behind Honesy. So yeah, the strategy is not working out for him.
How about that? Honesy always gets a little upper hand on the strat. Somehow he just ends up 4 seconds down after being 8 or 9 seconds.
So he's got a 10-second gap to try and catch up to Samba, which is going to be hard.
Never mind. I had my gap on the wrong thing. That's sad.
Oh, I thought you meant because Stein's 4 seconds behind Honesy. I thought that's what you meant.
No. I had glanced up and didn't read all the way, and it said Honesy was only 4 seconds down on Samba. It caught me off guard.
So Samba's got that gap down to 13.8 seconds now to Henry. So Henry, he's going to have to come in soon, very soon, but not too soon, because you want to make these softs last. But then lower fuel load, you probably could get away with coming in now, because the lower fuel load, track rubbered in, the softs will last that little bit longer. Dundee recovered from his spin and he's still in P6, but he has got a pit stop to make. Shashood and Ben switching positions in the Williams. Toss and Cali Rob pretty close together. Vengeance is close behind Dommy Lee. And we've got lots of 2x2s going on again. Just waiting for the rest of these drivers to pit. There goes Henry. Henry's pitted. Soft tyre. Where's he going to come out? He's going to come out behind Honesy, I believe. Oh, just ahead of Honesy.
Just ahead.
Just ahead. Honesy's going to be spitting feathers. He runs wide there. Probably picked up a time penalty. And because this means now that Henry... That's a good strategy actually from Henry, because he's jumped up. How many positions has he gained? 6 positions he's gained this race, and all in strategy. So yeah, Henry into P2. 10.5 seconds behind Samba. So he's got some chasing to do. Honesy is going to be in a... He's probably not going to be able to chase Henry down because he's on the slower medium tyre.
I think he's already opened the gap up about a half a second.
Yeah, it looks like it. So Honesy would have wanted to get ahead of him, but no such luck for him, and he is now in P3. Penalty situation. Actually, it's not as many as I thought there would be. Tosser's got 3 seconds, Dominic's got 6, Exotic's got 3, Yerdy's got 6, Eric has got 3, and Brexit Beast has got 3 as well. So yeah, Henry is pulling away. From Honesy, and pretty quick as well. Another 3/10 there. Brexit and Eric home fighting. About a second between those two. David Shashood is trying to chase down Dundee. Dundee's pitted and down into P10 now behind Ben. Devoys has asked, what the F is this? Smiley faces. Don't know, mate. What are you watching? We've gone motor racing. This is a motor race. Pretend motor race. Vengeance very close to the back of Toss the Caber. Dommy Lee very close to the back of PHG. I'm saying it a lot. Very close, but not really taking too much advantage. Dundee sends one and gets it done, but Ben is fighting back. As they're going to go round the outside. Just right on board with Dundee. Ah, he bottles it, but switches back to the inside. Bottles it again, doesn't bottle it. Makes the right decision, probably, if I'm honest with you. What would you say, Dace? Would you want to go up the inside of turn 8?
Absolutely not. I can't remember who tried to do that our last time here.
Probably, I think it was that TRT Bunty, wasn't it? I think he got he did a Portimao race, and
I think so.
yeah. PHG gets past Toss the Caver, so PHG jumps into P6, Toss in P7, and Dommy Lee backs out of that at the last minute. He had to twitch out, and yeah. Yep. Yeah, he picked up that 3 second for avoiding an incident.
He does have 9 seconds, so
it's going to drop him quite far, isn't it? Let's have a look. It's going to drop him. Oh, he's staying P8 actually. To be fair, at this moment in time, he's got 15.
Is on fresh soft, so I guarantee that gap is going to get obliterated.
He's got 15 seconds at the minute, so he might just about be all right. Devoys, Brexit Beast has been really toxic. Where has he been toxic? As we watch, there's a ghosted out car there of a Red Bull of home being lapped, not getting out of the way of people. Fighting still. Needs to get out of the way to let these cars go, really. As Brexit is coming through, still trying to overtake Eric. He's been behind him for a little while, actually.
Ghosting is on, so
yeah, it's just a bit of a distraction, wouldn't you say? I mean, I don't think I've lapped anyone in my life, so I don't know how much of a distraction it is. I've been lapped many times.
Some might say an expert on. Oof! And Eric just dives into the wall.
Absolutely stacked it, and we have a safety car, which now, Henry could make it to the end on these softs.
Out, yeah. Honestly, if I were Henry, I would go in again if I were that close.
What are you doing now? What are you doing, Dace?
If
Henry
it depends
pits,
on where I'm at.
Samba pits.
I think no matter what, I'm going for fresh softs here.
Holmesy pits. Stein is definitely going to pit. I'll guarantee that. Get off those.
If he doesn't, that'll be race over. Okay.
Okay, so he pits. Callie.
We should see everyone in. Callie stays out.
No, Callie's in.
No.
Vengeance comes in very last minute. Looks like everyone is coming in. Dundee. Now, what tyre was Dundee on?
Stay out.
Let's have a look at the tyres. Dundee's on 2
lap
lap
olds.
olds.
Dundee here, I would stay out.
Yeah, stay out, Dundee. You're already on fresh soft, so you should be alright. Yeah, he stays out. Ben comes in. David Shashu comes in.
To the top 5 here.
Exotic, stay out. You're only on 2 lap old softs. You don't need to come in, but then he's not going to lose any positions, but he would have gained at least 2 there. Exotic's probably made a bit of a mistake there to come in. Yerdy comes in. So this is going to spice things up no end. Mark of Kenya, unfortunately, has probably screwed himself a little bit because he's only just come in to put on
P5 now.
So he's back. Yeah, he's back up and not in a too bad a situation there with tyres either. Henry possibly should have stayed out as well because he's on the same stretch.
These tyres will definitely make it.
Yeah, definitely now, but they would have done before anyway, wouldn't they? Because they're only they're only 2 laps old anyway, so he would have been fine. The only reason
if I were at the front, I would have went being Henry is just to get that extra bit of pace against Samba. I think those guys, possibly Honesy, could stick to the back if his setup allows him to slipstream enough.
And Mark of Kenya's got a 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags. What's Mark of Kenya done? How has he ignored yellow flags? Has he tried to overtake someone on the safety car? Where is he? Oh, I think he's overtaken Stuart. Yeah, he's overtaken Stuart Little, the ghosted out car. So that will probably get removed, that 5-second penalty he's got, to be honest. Or was it Brexit Beast he was overtaking? No, because he's miles behind him. I've got no idea what's going on right now. Brexit, right, that's it, yeah, Brexit is in the middle of that pack. So he is, unfortunately, he's in...
Normally here our third commentator would be a bit noisy. He normally is screaming into my mic.
Frank, wake up.
I know.
Cat treats. Catnip.
He's one of the rare cats that doesn't like catnip. I think they sold me a fake one. I want my money back.
You want your money back?
Yeah, on the cat. Yeah. He was free, but I still want my money back.
He was free, but you want your money back. Well, I suppose you've looked after him. The money you spent caring for him.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this Devoice is being sarcastic. Great commentator, very professional. Does that sound sarcastic to you?
I don't think so.
No? Fair enough. Thanks for the... Me and Dace appreciate that. If that's your true feelings towards us, we appreciate that. So everyone down to P14, apart from Dundee, has got fresh softs on, still under safety car. Mark of Kenya's got a lot of catching up to do. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. I assume Safety car looks like it's going to stay out another lap. And I thought Samba was coming in the pits end for some reason. I don't know why he would have done. Maybe he was just teasing Henry a little bit there. Bit of gamesmanship.
Now, what is our penalty situation now? This could affect things. I mean, it will affect things pretty crazy now. So,
yeah. So Toss has got 3.
Is going to drop quite a bit.
He's going to have to
we
fight.
Have Exotic on 6, Yurdi with 6.
Brexit Beast has been lapped and he's currently in the pack, so he's going to be out of it. Unfortunately, he's not going to get a chance to regain any positions.
I think we do have an Alpine straying in the back, but I'm not getting him on the leaderboard.
Who's that, sorry?
I don't know. We have an Alpine just in the back. Oh, it's Mark of Kenya.
Yeah, Mark of Kenya's at the back. He's just about to catch up, so that should be now, hopefully. We're going to have 6 laps of racing, of green tracks. Now what we could see now is at the beginning of the race we got a lot of time penalties due to drivers fighting in the corners, and then it all calmed down. Confirmation safety cars coming in. When it all calmed down, the penalties calmed down as well.
Let me do a warning check for you.
So I'm assuming we are going to pick up quite a few penalties from now and the end of the race. So this could change things to Dommy, but Dommy is in the worst position here. P9 with 9 seconds of penalties, with all the drivers so close together. Henry is staying very close to the back of Samba. Who should we jump on board with? P3 or P4? I'm going to jump on board with... Yeah, let's get on Stein. So let's ride on board with Stein and see where Brexit is in the way, but he'll be ghosted, so it will be fine. The safety car's coming in, so Samba becomes a safety car. Stein is getting very close to Honesy. He's pretty much side by side. His front wheel, we've gone green. Honesy's lost out. Stein has got an absolutely amazing look at that from Stein. We jumped on board the right person, and we are green. Oh no! So, what's gone on? Have we got penalties getting bound for Stein? Did he go too early? Did Stein go too early? Because he seemed to back out. Henry shot through. Samba got a horrible restart, and we've got a crash in the background. A crash in the background. Who was that? That's the Toss the Caber. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Yes, it was Toss. Toss got crashed into, spun round, and he is now in P14. Callie in P4. Stein is dropped back down. Maybe he had to give that position back. I'm not sure what's gone on, but Stein back down in P5 now. Runs wide, goes round the outside. Honesy picks up a time penalty, 3 seconds. And Dommy Lee, as I jump on board with Dommy Lee, he's round and backwards into the gravel, so his 9 seconds of penalties is now going to make it even more, because he's got the penalty of being in the gravel and being backwards as Toss. Probably, it might be a bit of karma, because they were fighting very hard earlier. So if Dommy Lee maybe pushed Toss round...
Holmes picks up a 3 seconds.
Ah, yeah, look at that. Honesy's picked up 3 seconds. And Samba's got an 8/10 lead over Henry already, so Samba seems to be... putting his foot down again. So what's the interval gap? So Honesy would drop to do the right maths, which I can't do at this moment in time. I think Callie Rob's got to try and stick within... He can't lose another 1.5 seconds for the next 4 laps. He will get a podium. Exotic is going wheel to wheel with Dundee. Dundee takes the escape road, comes back on track, side by side. Exotic's got the inside line for turn 5. And Dundee's going to try and go around the outside, but Exotic spins him round. Exotic's round. Tight one. I don't know who's at fault there.
Yeah,
I think
Rob and Stein's out, both 2 warnings.
Oh, okay. So Callie is known to bottle it on occasion. Towards the last few laps, so watch out for Callie throwing his very good race out the window with a couple of laps remaining.
We could see a few more penalties. There are 2 other guys that are on 2 warnings as well.
Okay, so watch. We're already starting to get a few war penalties coming through, aren't we? So we're going to only get a few more.
I think Samba, you've been too fast for Henry here.
Yeah, he's already got another half a second gap over the last lap, and Henry is round. Henry's lost it at turn 1. I was on board with him, and all of a sudden he was going backwards and round on the curb. Comes back on the track into P4.
Oh no!
And he's round again. Those tyres are steaming hot. Again, another driver who likes to throw it away with a couple of laps remaining. So Henry now down in P11. Holmesy jumps up to P2. Callie in P3.
That was a strategic masterclass up until that point.
It really was. He's having a brilliant race. Coming back from P7? I think he qualified. P8. He was P8 on his mediums. Great race up until lap 30. So Domilia now in P11, but he will drop quite drastically with his 9 seconds worth of time penalties.
From what I remember, he did the same thing in Suzuka for SFR.
Yes, exactly that. I think that was actually on the last lap as well, to be fair.
Yeah, that's what...
Around turn 1 on the last lap.
Turn 2, yep.
So Callie is in prime position here to get the second spot on the podium, if he can stay within Holmesy, which it looks like he is. He's actually gained 4 tenths from when I last saw that gap, so he is sticking with Holmesy. Stein will he get... He seems to be fighting pretty hard. He seems to be dropping back from Holmesy. He's not got the same pace, has he? Brexit, he's not getting out of the way for anyone. His ghost is probably really annoying Ben at the minute, and Ben is not the type of person to hold his tongue in the Discord after the race. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would.
So expect to see Ben go at Brexit in the Discord afterwards. And I think Vengeance is trying to come through as well. Yeah, we were just saying that Kachow, Brexit needs to move. He's right in the way of all these drivers. Vengeance is still not being able to get past. I know it's a ghosted car, but it is very distracting when you've got a ghosted car sitting right ahead of you in your braking zones. It's very distracting. DRS should be activated on this lap. So at the end of this lap, yeah, it's on now. Yeah, so he's got it. So he should get past him. I think Callie Robb is just going to sit behind Holmesy in the and maintain this gap.
He wasn't quite within DRS range that lap. He is now.
We got a yellow flag. Who is round? An Aston Martin. It's the Aston Martin of
Yerdy.
Yerdy is round and out. Yerdy is out.
I think just around the pit crossover point, this race gets really sketchy. I think this is the second or third race I can remember that there's been a safety car with 5-6 laps to go.
Yeah, I think you'd say Ty. I think the issue who brought out the last Eric. Ty has probably played a bit of a part. Losing it, it's very easy to with the fast corners we've got here.
I was on board. He just blew the throttle down just a tad too early and got glued to a curb and just shot off track.
So it looks like Henry is just giving up. Dundee picks up a penalty. And we've got the last lap of the race now. I think he wants to get lapped. Henry wants to get lapped, I believe. He's going very slowly. He wants his race to be ended. Just retire, mate. Just retire. Head to the pits. Retire the car. So Samba leads us round on the final lap. Callie Robb's actually gained quite massively on Holmesy. We could be seeing an overtake here.
Callie will send it at times.
Yes.
Yeah.
He will.
He's not afraid to just launch it.
And he's going to be in a good position here. I mean, he's going to get P2 anyway. He's going to get P2 anyway. But he might actually get... Let's watch Samba cross the line. Here he goes. Samba wins the race. Callie is not going to have enough. Holmesy does his usual thing of crashing into the wall, but he jumps behind Callie, so falls back behind Callie. So Callie's in P2, Holmesy P3, Stein in P4, Ben P5, Mark of Kenya P9, Dobby Lee into the wall but crashes at the end again. Why do drivers do that? It really annoys me sometimes. Dace in P10, sorry, Dace? You're on board with me.
Yes.
Toss in P10, Exotic P11, Dobby Lee P12, Henry, yeah, he is in P13. The bottler. He supports Tottenham, doesn't he? Or is it Arsenal he supports? Can't remember who he follows. Andre in 14 and Stuart Little in 15. And there we go. That is the race done and dusted. So who was your driver of the day?
I mean, it's hard not to give it to Samba there. He was just
masterclass,
quicker than everyone. Yeah, it was a masterclass.
4/10 gap in qualifying, and
I think up until lap 30, I would have given it to Henry.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Coming from PA to P2 and still challenging for the win, I would have.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably go with that as well. I think from the midfield, I think
the biggest.
Who had a good...
Game.
Can't I have a look at the skip off?
Ben goes from...
Ben, yes, he had a very good race.
9th to 5th.
Yeah. Exotic, 11th to 11th from Exotic, saying he had the best point in the strategy. But he actually doesn't.
It loses out of this. Vengeance starts P3, finishes P6.
Yeah,
that
Vengeance
could have been a better drive from him for sure.
Yeah, he's better than that, but you know, strategy and safety cars can cause a few issues. Let me just quickly scroll down before the timer ends. So we've got timings on the stream, and there we go. End of the race. Yeah, I'll probably give it to Samba as well. To be fair, he had a really good race, and that is Portimao over and done with. So both agree with Samba. Any
Vengeance said he got a sandwich in the first corner, which can explain his
oh, and the restart.
Drop
oh yes, I forgot about that actually. I forgot about that. So the safety car restart's coming up a little bit as well. What happened at the safety car restart? Oi. Don't you love the Discord straight after the race?
It's amazing.
It's either GG's or it's what you doing, basically. That's it. And then you normally get the one person on there going, oh, I absolutely smashed it, this, that and the other. You got one person going, yeah, it's a great drive for myself, and then everyone's saying GG's, and then someone saying, oh, thanks for crashing into me or something. It's always the same. It's quite funny to read though, to be fair. But yeah, there we go.
Should we do interviews?
I'm going to jump off. I need to get off.
Okay.
But thanks for joining me, Dace. We'll try and do it again whenever you're free. Hit me up.
Yeah.
And we'll get some interviews in a couple of weeks. At the minute, I need to get off, and I'll get myself a cup of tea. A bit thirsty. But yeah, no. So am I, mate. So am I. Right, I'll end the